What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody feeling today? Are there alt traps brewing? Are there bull traps brewing showing that the price may be coming back down? We're seeing some signs that Bitcoin may have a little bit further to fall, but it's not a key level of support. Will it hold? Let me see those emojis in the chat right now. If you're a member, drop your emojis in here. What are you feeling today? Let the emojis paint the picture. Shout out to everybody that's here every day on a daily basis. Kate Pulliam, how you doing? Alexander G. Who else we got in here? Crimson Caravan. Crimson Caravan. Hudson's got your thing. I told you. He's they're just working on some stuff in the background, but they should be reaching out to you. Jacob F. Bit Voodoo. How's everybody doing? Also, we see Learning here. We got the fam in the house. Hope you're all doing well. Hope your portfolios are doing well. Hope you're getting them in position for this bull run that's about to come. Got Sawtooth Hiker in the house. Shout out to all the members here. Looking forward to those beakers filling up next to your names. The longer you're a member, the more full that beaker becomes. Dropping the beakers. We got K Pulliam. I love it. Brad Guidell, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. John Connor's in the house. Alexander G says, smash the like. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Shout out to everybody that's here on a daily basis. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. We see Link moving. We see, actually Link's a little stalled right now, but Avax moving, Solana, Cardano. Is Cardano going to kind of be delayed? You know how sometimes everything pumps and then it pumps. Is it about to pump? I don't know. We're going to have to break down the charts. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. BetaBot said I had unsubbed all the people who yelled massive dump last night and I sold it this morning. I regret unsubbing them. Well, you know what? You could sub and unsub and sub and unsub and however you want. I think it's good to make sure that even when you think it's going to dump, even if you think it's going to dump and somebody says different, it's good to hold them. And if you think it's going to pump, and somebody's calling dump, whatever it is, it's good to have different perspectives and challenge your thoughts on what you're seeing. Don't get somebody that's just parroting exactly what you think is going to happen. Otherwise you're not getting a full picture. John Beeson with the chicken head. How you doing? Sacco Hunt. Good morning, everybody. Everybody's doing well. We got 41 people in the house. Do we have a mini alt season? I think we do. I forgot to put the countdown clock on, so let me go ahead and throw that on. Let's go ahead and change that time a lot sooner. Boom, there we go. 2 minutes, everybody. I want to see everybody in the chat right now. Are you bullish or bearish on the alt market right now? Do you think we're going to push higher? Do you think we're going to dump down? If you got the emojis for bull and bear, drop your bull or bear emojis. Are you buying? Are you selling? Cloudy vibes. Good morning, fam. B Team Crypto, what's up? How you doing? I'm feeling good today. I hope you're all feeling good. We're going to be breaking down the charts here in just a few minutes. So everybody get prepared, get engaged with the channel, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to get this going here in just a moment. PPI came in a little under expectation. That's feeling good. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. My name is Kellam. Welcome to the show. Hope you're feeling good. Markets are moving around. We got some things moving up, other things sitting still, other things moving down. What are we to make of this? I see that Alexander G gifted 5 subs. Shout out to Alexander G. If you click on that link you can approve, basically enable your membership so you can join, be a member here. The more members you get, the more emojis we can add and more cool stuff that we can do just for the members. I'm going to be dropping stuff regularly if you go into the community area, the membership area, I'll be dropping stuff in there. We're going to be doing live streams specifically only for the members, as well as all these emojis. And it's a great way to help the channel rather than doing super chats and all that kind of stuff. You just do one monthly low cost of $5.99. Really does help keep the lights on. There's a huge team behind everything we do here. And I just want to say how much I appreciate each and every single one of you. Now, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell so you get notifications when we go live. Now, we got to talk about some things today. We got some changes. We got some adjustments, some things I've been talking about for a while. If we come over here to the Glassnode chart, this is something I've been watching for a while. I've been talking about this. For whatever reason, my camera is not on. So let's go ahead and adjust that really quick. Boom. Oops, that's the wrong one. Right up the nose. There we go. All right. We can see right here on Glassnode, if we zoom in on this, I just want to show you basically the red areas. The red areas are coins coming off of exchange. The green areas, red areas here, green areas here, coins moving from private custody onto exchange. What typically happens? Why would somebody move from private storage onto exchange? What do we do on exchange? On exchange is where coins actively get traded. So when you're seeing coins switch narrative from coming off exchange to going onto exchange in terms of the delta, meaning what's the overarching, because there's always going to be coins moving on and off exchange. This is showing you the cumulative delta, meaning the cumulative total. If you subtract one from the other, which one is dominant? Are more coins going onto exchange or are more coins coming off? We saw a huge outflow of coins off exchange right here. Why would this be? Ask yourself. Well, in this case, was it just a narrative shift? Everybody says this is the bottom. That's part of it. But another huge part of it is the fact this is the last cascading failure that we had in 2022 with the FTX collapse. Not your keys, not your keys, not your coins. If you're holding your coins on exchange, then you technically do not own those coins. You own an IOU for those coins. If you hold them in your private wallet, whether it's Ledger or Trezor or Arculus, my new favorite wallet, if you have any of these coins held in your private storage, that's your keys. That's your coins. And we've seen time and time again with these different institutional failures throughout 2022, it really drove that narrative home about people taking their coins off exchange. And we see this huge droves. What's going on with my mouse here? Huge droves of people right in here flowing off exchange. And we see, look at this, right when they come back onto exchange right here, what do? We get a little bit of a sell-off. And then coins come back down, people assume maybe this is the bottom. Why? Because now we've confirmed an uptrend. We have a low, we have a higher low, we have a higher high, higher high, higher low. And so right on this push right here, when we push up, find support. Where do we find support? Ask yourself. Always look to the left. We look to the left, we see this price interactivity all in this region. Price found support there, launched. The bulls are back in control. The bulls are back in town. You see what I mean? And so when this is confirmed, a confirmed breakout, then okay, the fear dissipates here and coins come off of exchange, because it's essentially right here when the price comes down, find support for a second time, confirming this bullish bottom is in. Also, people are aware of what's going on with where we're at in the halving cycle. People are aware with what's happening in terms of how close we are to the halving and what that means, where we're at in the market cycle of capital flow and liquidity. And we see the price action that's established, a higher high, higher low, higher high. And what is this? Another higher low. We see a lot of coins come off exchange. It's established. We have started that bull trend. Doesn't mean not to be scared anymore, but it means, hey, the data is here. I need to stop participating in all these FUD narratives that are everywhere. Shout out to every single one of the members that are in the chat right now, all the green names and everybody that has the badge next to your name with the beaker. I want to see what emoji you're feeling right now. Are you the lab coat? Are you the Gensler? Are you a Bitcoin bull? Are you a bear? Are you a chicken head? Let me know what you're feeling right now. We're going to be doing some TA here, but I want to just talk about some of the context of what's happening. So the price action is falling right here. Coins still coming off of exchange, and still, even right here, still coins dominantly falling off of exchange. And then we finally get this crossover right into this zone right here. And this is one of those things that I keep talking about. Everybody wants this to go up, and away. And there's so much exuberance because of the ETFs and because institutions and all the things that are speculated still. They're not fundamentally imprinted into truth yet. And so even without all this speculation, even without all this stuff going on with the news narratives around what may or may not happen with ETFs and institutions, and who's actually, where's this inflows actually coming from in terms of capital flow into Bitcoin. If we just look at the price action on the chart, we have a push up, a retrace, a push up, a retrace, a push up, much deeper retrace, but then a launch. What's the next step in that? Push up, retrace, push up, retrace. We talk about this all the time. When we look at this on the Bitcoin chart, we have a couple patterns we can look at. We have this parallel channel here. We have this rising level of support, and we did deviate above it. Look at this, rejection, rejection, deviate above. We've fallen below. We are at a critical juncture right now. If we're looking at the short time frame, if you're looking at the long time frame, everything is absolutely beautiful. If you are stressed on these charts, if you are stressed with what's happening, you must be looking at too small of a time frame. If you zoom out just a little bit and say, man, we're right on schedule. We're so on schedule. Look at this chart right here. Some people are confused, still confused about Bitcoin not reaching 100K in 2021 and blaming the stock to flow model, moving the goalposts, etc. To be clear, original 2019 55K stock to flow model is unchanged. So look at this. This is October monthly closing prices. This is the stock to flow model. Look at where price is. It's right on the model. What is this suggesting? This is suggesting all these small time frames that we're looking at that are stressing us out. Maybe we can adjust our analysis strategy or even our game plan for how and what and when we're investing. If we're looking at the 15-minute chart, stressful as a mother. Yes, that's right. I almost said it. BetaBot says, we're going down, babe. I do still think that we're going to have that, fairly highly likely chance of hitting this target right here, this box. This box outlines all, we could even draw this out further. Let's go ahead and draw this all the way out here like this. Boom. Look at this. We got this top, all these tops in here. We had this rejection just below it. We have all of this price action tops all the way over here. This is June 2022. So several here. Let's call it regionally 1, 2, a long 3, 4. It makes sense for this to come down, flush out some of that hope, flush out some of that optimism for people that are trading on fear and hope and greed. If you trade on strategy, this is the area I'm watching. It does not have to hit this target. This is a logical level for it to go. Price sometimes doesn't do the logical thing. We do have a lot of bullishness in the market. We do have a lot of things on the horizon that are the best setup in history for Bitcoin, the best setup in history. So we very well could just run away from here. But the point is, we cannot not see. We're on the daily chart here. We cannot ignore the fact that we have bearish divergence right there. Peak. This is a high. This is a lower high. What am I looking at? I'm looking specifically at this orange line right here. This orange line is the stochastics. In fact, we can also see right here on the RSI, that's slightly angled to the downside as well. See, this is a daily. Look at all this red we have right here on the BitLab TrendView. These are basically just a quick read of what posture, bullish, bearish, or neutral, each one of the 6 main signals on this indicator are, because we have stochastics, orange line. We have the RSI, purple line. We have momentum, which are all these white lines. And when you have buying pressure or selling pressure in the momentum, that's when it's green or red. And see? So we're getting a lot of data here. And then we also have the money flow, negative, money flow, positive. And so what I'm seeing here is money flow is starting to come down. We have the stochastics bearish divergence. We have a bearish momentum, bearish divergence on the momentum, bearish divergence on the RSI. And what do we have in the same time period? Let's look at if it's a high, if it's a lower high also, it's not bearish divergence, but we see a high and we see a much higher high. That is 3 bearish divergences right there in these different oscillators in conjunction with the price action pushing higher. So the price action signals the underlying fuel, the engine that can push it higher is showing that it's maybe not agreeing with the price being up here. Now, the question is going to be the time-tested question. Is this bearish divergence played out? Because we did get a sell-off. And if we extend this line, this is the trend line that we had from this. We wanted this to be a bull flag. But we see this being basically a rising channel here. But what's interesting about this is on the daily chart. Let me go ahead and move this down a little bit. The daily chart here on Bitcoin, we can also see a decrease in volume. Okay. Now we also have this rising level of support. And where is this in conjunction with? We have now lost the 20 moving average right here. We've lost the weekly VWAP right here. We're holding right on support of this trend line right here that's perfectly confluent with where this trend signal line is here on the BitLab Intelligence, part of the BitLab trading stack. We got the stopping volume over here. This signaled that there may be a little bit of a change in narrative, and we saw that huge expansion in bullishness, only to then trade sideways and have a deviation up and then a break back down. So let's go down to like the 4-hour chart. I just want to point something out here. On the 4-hour chart, we let this load. On the 4-hour chart, look at this. The 20 is flipped over, sorry, the 50, the trend signal line is flipped over the 20. This is turned red, defining this trend currently as bearish. And we're not yet doing any of the work that should say that this is a deviation to the downside. What do I mean by deviation? A deviation meaning that this is a flush out to the downside and it's going to just continue back to the upside. Currently, it could happen. Currently, what we are seeing is a price action lost the trend signal line, found rejection on it. Rejection came down, lost the weekly VWAP right here, this yellow line. And we're finding rejections on it all the way down. Tested the 20 simple moving average because we have this huge, basically space, this gap between the 20 moving average and the 50 moving average right here. And then we get a lot of selling volume. We actually lose this line a little bit. We can adjust this a little bit. Let's, hold on. Let me adjust this just a touch. So touch. Okay, there we go. That makes sense. We got a little bit of a deviation, stopping volume, and we look at this. We sat right on top of it, pushed back to the upside. But the problem with this is people see this candle right here. They go, oh yeah, I knew it was a bear trap. It's going back up. And it very well still could. But as we see it right now, this looked more like a bear flag, right? It's because we had the price action move to the downside, and we had a bit of a, if we go down to the 1 hour, you can see it a lot more clearly. There we go. We had the flagpole right here. We have a bit of the formation right there, and we have a bit of a bear flag. So the target out of this, which already was invalidated, would have been, let's see where that would have been. That would have been pushing down to 34.4, which, look at that. That would be right here, right in line with these previous lows. And if we slide this across, look at that. Previous highs, previous lows of these two ranges. Now, the problem with this is we're getting a lot of market makers, smart money, institutions, people that really want to take the best advantage of price are going to do everything they can to take advantage of your emotions. So what we see here, they say bear flag. Okay, let's reverse it the opposite direction. What happens here? Let's go back out to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, this price action pushes up. What does it not meet? Look at this. It rejects right at the weekly VWAP, saying we are still more bearish than bullish. So we broke the 20 moving average, sure. But the price action, look at this, rejects right at the weekly VWAP. So on this 4 hour candle, which is closing in 54 minutes, this candle currently is a spinning top. Spinning tops show that the narrative is now neutral. We had a bullish expansion. Now we have neutral. The question is going to be, which direction is the next candle going to move? Well, we talked about the bearishness that we had on the daily with all the divergences. Let's delete some of these lines. Yeah. So we had a lot of bearishness on the daily, on the 4 hour. This is trying to push to the upside right now. We got to watch how this is. The RSI currently is rejecting right about the 50 area. What is it looking like on the 1 hour? Where are we going in the more immediate future? Well, look at this. We had an expansion, a lot of buying power candle right here, stopping volume and a bearish signal right at this level. All these signals on the BitLab trading stack, by the way, which you can get over here at bitlabacademy.com. Come to indicators and you can get it right there. Let's come back to the charts. Now we do have a bit of a bull flag here though, but the problem is we're in a downtrend with a bear flag into a bull flag. And I'm watching this level right here. I'm watching 36,355. This is a weekly VWAP. If we can overtake this, then next level up is this line right here. This line I should make much more bright because this is a very important line. Let's go ahead. Let's make this a solid line. Why is this line important? Well, let's go out to the 8 hour. Let's zoom out and see why it's important. This bright line, this is that bright line. Boom, 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 boom. And look, if we do push up in the same region as a weekly VWAP, we have this key semi-macro trend line that is really letting us know if we're going to break down or if we're going to push up. If we push up and find resistance on this again, we see on the, look at this, on the 8 hour, bearish divergence on the 8 hour too. Confirmed right in, look at this, boom. This line auto-populated. Let's get down to the 1 hour. 1 hour is trying to push up, but look at this. Even on this push up, the stochastics are already starting to roll over. So this is telling me what's more likely, barring, this is just looking at price action. What's more likely? What's up, Crypto Billy? How you doing? Good to see you here, my friend. Got everybody in the house, all our friends and OGs. Tiggo Biddies in the house. How you doing? Love breakers. Everybody, have you hit that like button? Have you hit that subscribe button? Ding the bell. Join us here. But we're seeing, look at this. This called this perfectly. High volume candle, stopping volume, and a bearish signal right here. And we had bearish, look at this. We had the stochastics coming down into this move. So once you finally get this, clear signal. Now price loses these levels, ping pongs off of it, down, 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 down. Look at this M formation further down. Now we're pushing back up, but where are we at? Not only are we at the weekly VWAP, what do? We look to the left. What's to the left? Let's go ahead and draw right here where we're at. Let's just draw this to the left. Look at where we're fighting against. Not only do we have the weekly VWAP above us, we also have this key level that's a little bit further up, 36.6, about $400 up. But this is also the range lows from which we just broke down from. So if we cannot overtake this, this is a very clear sign to me that we're going to minimum come back and retest this trend line here down at the 35 forward. If we lose that, then we start looking at those lower numbers, potentially going down to that 32, 33 region. So that's what we got to pay attention to. What does a BitLab volume say? Ooh, look at this. Order blocks directly above our head. Let's go ahead and get some more data on here. There we go. So look at this. Point of control, this teal line that's coming out. Part of the BitLab trading stack, this BitLab volume right here. We have, if we lose this level, then this is a node, not only because of point of control, but you can also look left. We have this bounce, 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 bounce. All this price action all through here. This is a node. This could be a potential for bullishness. Yes, I said bullishness. If price were to pull back, yes, it can be bullish to pull back. If price loses this level, gets rejected here, comes down here, loses this level, and bounces in this region, then this could be a liquidity flush out to the downside before it launches back to the upside, because we already got this liquidity wash out to the upside. Let's see if they get it also to the downside. The question is going to be, can we hold this $34,100 level? If we cannot, then we're going down into this box that we were talking about before, and I've been talking about it since this candle over here. I've been talking about this since October 23rd. Coming back and testing this breakout region, 31.5. That's what we're looking at. Now, I want to go through a couple other things, and that is, one, have you gone over to BitLab Academy's Twitter page right here, at Academy BitLab? Hit that retweet, hit that like button. I think I'm going to be giving something away this week, and there's fewer days that I'm doing these drawings from, so hit that retweet, hit that like button. Did I not retweet this on my page? How could I? How could I? Well, I'm going to do it right now. Now, this is what I want to talk about right here. I do think we're in a little mini altcoin season right now. Everybody thinks that everything's just going to run away and it's just going to be just go, 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 go. That's your emotions talking. Quarter Crawler, I see you in here. How you doing, my friend? Ninja Forth, shout out Michael Quintero. I see all the members in here. I see all the beakers. I'm just still debating what that next emoji is going to be. Should it be Mr. Burns? Because we already have Gensler, and it's kind of the same thing. There's plenty of other things we could throw in there as well. But we got to pay attention to this. Bitcoin had that push up, big push up, boom. Okay. And then not only that, then we saw Ethereum push, break past 2,000 up into 2,100. Great. But then we're starting to see a lot of these coins like Avax and Solana and Link, Cardano making moves. Are we going to see a money flow now into the meme pumps and, you know, a lot of smaller tokens? And are we going to see, and is this going to continue? I think we all need to still be, I don't want to say worried, but we still need to be aware. Let's go over here to halving cycle right here. We still need to be aware. Why does this do this every single time? It really loads up. There we go. Is this pre-halving pump? This is this halving. This is this halving. This is the current halving we're coming into. And we look at this. We had a pretty endured just pump with impulses to the upside, back down, impulse to the upside, back down, a lot of sideways. And then right before the halving, strong pump up and then consolidation. In 2019, we saw a massive rally from 3,500 all the way up to about $13,800. And then it sold off, started to try to push back up. This is when we had the global economic catastrophe that shut everything down. Shout out to all the emojis in the chat. I love seeing everybody being engaged. Shout out Jeanette, David Yancik. How's everybody doing? But we can see we're getting kind of, and I've been arguing this since somewhere back over here. We are essentially setting up to have, look at this. Price action has been splitting the baby between the first halving cycle, the last halving cycle, and the current halving cycle. Look at this. Even right here, we're almost at a complete equilibrium between the two different paths that Bitcoin had taken in previous pre-halving run-ups. Where we're at right now, we're actually in a little bit of a deviation above both of them in terms of where we're at in relationship to when the halving date is likely going to be. In this case, we saw a run up, huge sell off. In this case, this first case, we saw a lot of consolidation and then a push up. The point being is here, there's not going to be a clear idea. The point here is there's not going to be a clear and absolute determined path for Bitcoin to take running up into this next halving cycle in April 2024. We have historical data that suggests it could consolidate for quite a period of time and then have a run up right into the halving like we saw back in 2016. We could also see, like we saw in 2019, huge impulse to the upside and then a pretty large correction to the downside. But then we also had the global economic catastrophe, March 2020. Point being is coming up into this halving in April 2024, we have so many things that are right for Bitcoin right now. All the FASB rules change for fair value accounting. We have ETFs on the horizon. We have institutions that are looking primed and ready to start pouring in. It's going to fall like dominoes when it does. The question is when? When do we start seeing this capital inflow into the market? And do we just throw our entire house, our entire farm at the market? Well, I'm very risk aggressive. I'm throwing everything I have at it, but I'm also doing it with healthy risk management and proper allocations within my portfolio. I am not trading on the 15-minute chart on 40x leverage, trying to capture every little mini bottom we have and just wrecking myself. The market is showing us that we are coming in to the most productive time for bulls in Bitcoin, but likely also the most productive time for bulls in Bitcoin in history because the entire stage is set. It's set in such a way that this is the best risk-adjusted time frame in the history of Bitcoin right now, pre-halving, right now in November 2023. That's right, I said it. Coming over here, looking back at the on-chain charts, if we look at the relative reserve risk chart, look at this. Look how low we are. Look at how low we are in relationship. Let me zoom out on here. This is the orange line we're looking at. The orange line is giving us essentially, we see right here, the reserve risk is the price divided by the HODL bank. HODL bank, think of that as the strength bank. Those are the people that are holding, enduring through all the volatility in the market. And when we see where we're at right now, we are so low. The halving is about right here. The halving over here was here. Look how high reserve risk was coming into this halving. This halving was roughly about right here, still higher. Coming into the halving, we're at the lowest risk allocated sort of metric. The best asymmetrical risk bet you could have ever taken is now, not before. You may feel like you missed the boat. You may feel like you missed the boat because the price used to be under $100 and it's already up here over 30, 35,000, 36,000. You never missed the boat. Look at your situation in the context of the market and what the market is telling you about the risk that is present, the opportunity that is present. What is the ratio of that risk to reward dynamic? And right now, coming into this next halving, we are at the best risk-adjusted place we've ever been, the most asymmetrical reward setup that you've ever had. Now, are you going to get 14,000% gains? Probably not if you're trading on spot. However, the risk was also a hell of a lot higher back then, and nobody even knew if Bitcoin was going to be around. Back in 2010, 2011, it was still very speculative, and there was no idea what was going to happen with regulation. It's clear now Bitcoin's going to be around. So while you may not get 14,000% gains, you're still going to get more gains than you could in any other asset class in history. And the projections for this out into the future is only getting better. So that's the context I wanted to talk about today. And so we got to pay attention to this flow right here and watch out for the fact that we've had Bitcoin run up. We saw Ethereum run up. Now we started seeing major cap altcoins run up. Solana's pumping right now. We see Avax pushing up, trying to break these highs and continue on. We see Chainlink broke a 2-year, consolidation. Is this a mini altcoin season? My point is, don't worry that you missed the trade. Be set up for the next trade. Now let's do some TA in this last few minutes here. We got a little while left. Everybody in the chat, how many people? We got 103 people in the room. The question that you have to ask yourself right now is, when you look below the video, does it say subscribe or subscribed? Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, join us here in the BitLab family. And if you haven't yet, check out bitlabacademy.com and join us. We've got so much going on in the Academy, in the Discord. We have the courses to break things down, but the Discord is really where the majority of the value is here. We have different calls and charts, and we have pro traders in there sharing the setups that they're doing. I'm posting more in there. We have chart requests. We have VIP altcoin spot trades, and we have so much in here. So get involved. You get the premium Discord with the BitLab All Access membership or the BitLab Pro. So check that out. Now let's go ahead and do some TA. I want to look at Solana because Solana's been running. We talked about this level. I'm going to move this out. Oops. I'm going to move this out of the way just because it's, there we go. Just because it's kind of in the way. Now look at this. Wash out to the downside before resolution or potential washout to the upside. Dip down, now push up. What to do here? Well, let's go ahead and look at some of the metrics. And I saw somebody asked me, Love Breakers asked for H-bar. I will try to get to that. I'll see if any of the members here have any ideas of coins they want to look at also, but let's go through these real quick and see what time we have left. A lot of red triangles here. It's trying to reverse, and it just keeps pushing higher. It's these parts in the market when everybody's trying to get involved if they haven't yet, especially with institutions, especially with conversations from people like Kathy Wood saying that they, just singing praises of Solana, shaking off all the FUD that Solana had wrapped into it, being tied somehow, at least psychologically, in the narrative in the space with FTX, shaking that off. So we see, look at all these, we got the astronaut kitties there and the lab coats. Big old Biddy says MATIC. Yeah, we can do some MATIC for sure. But this is pushing up again, but we're coming up into this high. So let's see if there's a level. 77 is what I have marked out. Why is 77 marked out? Because 77 is a previous low of this range. But we also have this low right here, option J. We can see that's at 66, and that's just above where we're at right now. Now, is there a larger fib we can look at? Let's go ahead and draw from this breakdown point, option F, from the top to the bottom. That's not the bottom, I know. I'm just stretching out my screen. Now let's see what levels, delete this. Let's see if there's anything that there's some confluence with. Got the 0.5, look at this. Look at where price action stopped before, 382. Where is it maybe pushing up to next? Look at this, the 0.5 is right near where the $77 is. So if we do continue higher and break this high right here with a candle close, let's go to the 4 hour. With the candle close, and it's starting to look weak. But if we're able to take this out, I'm looking for 77. If we're able to take 77 out, then ultimately we're looking for this golden pocket up here in the 91 zone. We can even draw that out. Boom. Okay. But if we reject here, then all we will have accomplished, God dang it, come on. All we will have accomplished is forming a giant M formation, because this looks very bearish here. This little hump, big double hump, and then this is basically a head and shoulders. But if we look at this, let's, for instance, 12 hour, it'll look a lot more like an M. So we have this push up, down, push up. If this rejects, this is telling us that we're going to come back more than likely, visit this, and potentially even below down into this region down here, low 40s. So pay attention, because things are pumping currently doesn't mean they have to continue. We're seeing this right now. 12 hour bearish divergences have been forming all the way back here since October 25th. Boom, 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 down, lower, lower, lower. 6 hour. What does the 6 hour look like? Okay, we got a little bit of a impulse higher here. Stochastics look like they're angled to the upside. Where are we at on the 4 hour? Stochastics look like they're trying to roll over a little bit. Not quite yet, but let's see what it looks like on the 2 hour. 2 hours starting to roll over. Starting to stack up some bearishness here. So let's watch what happens here. It doesn't mean it has to break down, but let's watch what happens here. If we push higher and we take out 66, then we look at that trade from 66 to 77. If we reject in this region, I think we're going to come back and test 51 and then potentially move down lower. Now, let's go ahead and look at Avax also trying to keep up with Solana, making rallies here. Stochastics not really pushing up here, which is interesting, as this just really moves to the upside. What does it look like on the 8 hour? Rise, retrace. Is this going to be continuation? On the 8 hour, Stochastics have come down almost fully reset. So let's look a little bit tighter. 4 hour. So they did reset on the 4 hour. See here? And we got a little W formation and then the breakout to the upside. Took out this high, but will it continue? We got a lot of bullishness here. What is it looking like in the short term? Short term, it's look at that. 1 hour time frame. We have an order block right above our head. We had the stopping volume and a bearish signal right here, similar to what we see right here. And the price action did pull back and then found support on the trend signal line, moved to the upside. Here, got the W formation, broke the weekly VWAP, pushed to the upside, and are getting, we did take out these highs, barely, but we're getting held right here in this order block. That's all the way from back here over in April 2023. Sorry, when I move my chart around a lot, it makes the data processing struggles. So we see if we could take this out, where do we go? Well, let's go ahead and come right here, option F, top to bottom. Let's see if this lines up with anything. We just got a fib extension. So the 1.618, let's see if that lines up with anything in the 2.618. So now I'm just drawing the fibs. I'm going to come back out and I'm going to see, okay, look at that. 1.618 perfectly in line with these highs and this bounce and this bounce. So that's a logical level. If we're able to continue, if we're able to really push up here and on the 8 hour, yeah, look, the stochastics are looking like they're trying to launch. I'm looking at each time this dips and I'm looking up here to see what price action's doing. So we do have a fighting chance to maybe potentially push through this order block area and get up here into the $21 range. Next level from that would be, it's just crazy how these Fibonacci's line up with previous price action. 2.618 up here at $25. So that's what I'm seeing on Avax. What we've seen on Link. Link's looking a little weaker because we pushed up. Let's get down to the 4 hour. We pushed up. Look at this. Almost a full market cycle. We have the W formation, push up, retrace, rise, M formation, signaling weakness coming in. It does continue up, but then we get another M formation with the lower high here. So this is the M formation with a higher high, and we cannot break past this neckline. It continues up. This is the M formation, meaning it's shaped like an M, double top. See this? But this high right here is lower than this high, signaling the narrative has been overtaken by the bears. And then we can see, we can see right in here. Come on, sucker. We can see right in here, this line. If we lose this line, which we have, price is going to come down. It does. Now we're rising back up and we're finding resistance here in this dynamic resistance zone under the 50, basically the trend signal line and the 20 moving average right in this region right here. If we can trade sideways here for a bit and then push up, great. But this is looking to me like this may potentially find some weakness and test back to the downside just because of this, all of it, the rounding top, the information here, loss of the trend signal line, come down, rejection at the weekly VWAP. We did push above the weekly VWAP. So that's the one bullish thing that we have right here is that we did take out this weekly VWAP. If we can hold here and push higher, then maybe we have a fighting chance. But as it stands right now, I'd be a little cautious on Chainlink because it just had a massive move and it hasn't really retested many key levels. Now, MATIC. Ooh, this is choppy chop. Getting up here, just chop, chop, chop. Getting a lot of these bearish signals coming in. This is a bit of a broadening wedge. I fear this is going to turn into a diamond pattern. Which is potential. The funny thing about diamond patterns, their potential continuation patterns are also potential reversal patterns. So you have to see which way the winds are shaking on that pattern. This is very ugly right now, so I'm not going to make a trade based off any of the trend lines there. I'm going to watch this order block right here because there's two of them, one right here, and then we get a second one right here, which is why the green gets darker. And we can see if we just extrapolated that out to the left, that also completely encompasses these previous highs right over here. So if the price does come back and touch this area, and we see this stochastics angle. That's on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay. If it does come back and touch this area, find some support. Maybe that will be some bullish consolidation. I just don't want it to turn into a top formation. And this is looking like the bullish impulses have lost their steam, because we had, look, big bullish impulse, bigger bullish impulse, smaller bullish impulse, smaller, smaller, another attempt. It's a little bigger because we had a bigger drop, a little bigger impulse, much, almost non-existently bigger, but it's a lower high. This is looking to me like I'm going to watch for the price action to do something right here, potentially maybe another push up with another lower high. I'm looking for the lower low, lower high, and then continuation. That's what I'm seeing. Now, H-bar, let's do H-bar before I go. I'll be over on Discover Crypto doing some TA there. Look at this rounding top, boom, rounding top, kind of a triple top here in this zone right here. It's almost a head and shoulders, actually. Shoulder, head, shoulder. If we look at this on smaller time frame, you'll see it. See that? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Now we had a deviation below here, but all these things kind of are shaped the same way. These bearish patterns, high, higher high. We have a lower low here followed by a lower high. In formation right here as well, breakdown. Okay, now we have this on the flip side over here. We have a little bit of, I wouldn't call this an inverted head and shoulders. Let me turn everything off here. But similar context, but not quite. This is looking like we had the low. If we could take out this area right here, what is this area? Previous lows of all this range right here. If we could take this out, let me move this up to the candle bodies. There you go. If we could take this out, then maybe we're going to be looking for higher prices. But as it stands right now, this is the level I'm watching right here. If we take this out, we're going to be pushing higher. If we get rejected on this again, I think we're going to come down, test into this region here, 5.8, push up, test down here to 5.6, push up, and then likely come down to the low fives, potentially even right here. 5.5s. But as it stands right now, let's look at the daily, and then we got to go. So bearish divergence right here, stochastics. We have the momentum clipped right here with the triangle, suggesting this is coming down. Money flow is looking relatively weak, not like there's a lot of money flow in there. And we can see this is trying to have a rally right now. We can see on the 8 hour. And if we get rejected here, that's the signal. If we get rejected here, we're coming down likely to the mid fives. That's all I got to say about that. But I love you all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you head over, give me a follow right here at Kelly Kellam, KELOY, Make sure you head over to the BitLab Academy page at Academy BitLab. Hit that retweet, hit that like button. Make sure you're checking us out on youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. Come and follow us if you're watching us anywhere else. Join us here. Become a member on the channel. I got the link I think I must not have pinned it to the top. There is a link in the top line of the description. I'll share it with you right now. Join us here as members on BitLab Academy channel. Keep the vibes going. Big love to each and every one of you. Join us here. Boom. There you go. There's a link. And head over to Discover Crypto now and join us. We're going to be talking markets and charts, and I'm going to break down some of my more of my thoughts right there. I did not eat breakfast this morning, so my brain is not firing. Hope you're all doing well. Ask yourself, everybody in the chat right now, type in something that you're grateful for. What are you grateful for today? If you think you're not grateful for anything, find something. You got legs, you got arms, you got skin, you got the ability to be happy. You have the ability to work towards your goals. You have the ability to, if you mess something up, to get back on track and get on the path towards the goals that you have. I love you all. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you. That's what I'm grateful for. So shout out to every one of the members here. I see you, Theo Rodriguez, K. Pulliam, Crimson Caravan, Alexander G, Tigo Biddies, who else we got? B Team Crypto, Jeanette, Michael Quintero, Minja Forf, what's up? Granny's Garden, always in the house, Quarter Crawler. So many. Peter Provost, what's up? Bit Voodoo, David Yancic, Jeanette. I think I got most everybody. Crypto Billy. If I missed you, my apologies. I love you all. I got to go. I'm going to head over to Discover Crypto. Adios, muchachos. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Make sure you check out bitlabacademy.com. Hit that like button, sucker.